Hi everybody, welcome to the Telegraph Record Shop in New London. My name is Rick Coster. I am from the Day newspaper, and we do live lunch break every Thursday at noon, and that's why we're here. If you're not here, even though you are, but you want to see this over and over again, we archive all of this so you can just sit and watch in endless, relentless repetition. It's a beautiful thing. I'm happy today to have my guest, Horns of Ormus. Over there is Chris, this is Greg, and Jim is back here. He is not a drum machine, no matter what might have been intimated earlier.
A drunk, but...
He's a drunk person. Y'all have a new album out.
Yeah.
About to be out.
We can show it to you later.
It's called Mythical Norman. And everybody that's a classics major understands that reference. So glad you guys are going to be here, and you'll be tomorrow night at 33 officially celebrating. So y'all say hi to Horns of Ormus.
Scream and shout. You and the rest of the world, you're gonna burn it all down. Maybe you'll look up in the night sky, try to figure out what it all means. Maybe you'll watch reality fly by from the passenger seat. Spend time legitimizing your belief. Maybe you'll find meaning in something you read. Maybe you'll got in to hear someone alone and interpret a dream. Maybe you'll wake up one morning and scream. Maybe go to an adventure to supply for you whatever you need. Maybe you'll sit down on a rock and get your hands together. You and the rest of the world, you gotta figure it out. You and the rest of the world, you gotta scream and shout. You and the rest of the world, you gotta let it all down. see it go. Maybe we'll live, maybe we won't. Idea, and I think it's fine, except it's a lie. And it all amounts to just another pie in the sky. Oh, it makes it easy to track it back to the things that make it feel the most intact. Think back. It's a beautiful thing with wide eyes and a bright smile. And a clarity that will extend for 1,000 miles. But when there's nowhere else to go and there's no one else that you can go, that's your disguise. Oh, you're oh, there is no time or space. There is no other place. There is no arms or legs. There is no human race. When they think about the very thing that's everyday life, that it's all just a pattern again and again, so we can be recognized. Every minute of every hour of every day, thinking different than it's time before, in every way. And it's not like everything just disappeared when it seems so real and true. It's not like I remember everything, especially you. When you give up your age and when they found it to me, it's so pointless. That's when I do. We were going home, everyone is made of dust. Going on the path of righteousness. With no much on our faces. We know your secret places. I take over, you take the loss.
Fantastic. Feedback.
Thanks, Rick.
Horns of Ormus.
Thanks, Rick.
That was cool.
Thanks.
You. Thank you guys for being at Live Lunch Break. I'm Rick Coster from The Day. We stream at noon every Thursday, theday.com. Why is that doing that? Can I try a higher pitch? Would that work better? I don't know. Anyway.
It might be,
I'm behind the amp
Oh.
line. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, the most important thing is that Chris and I used to live 6 houses down from each other for a couple of years.
Yeah, we're like neighbors. We'd see each other. You'd be walking the dog, and we'd always say hi and stop by the backyard barbecues.
I thought that I might just fill this time by filling you in what's going on in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, what's happening anyway?
Dave and Kim moved, and no, I'm just kidding. I mean, they did move, but so we're celebrating Mythical Norman.
Yeah.
The new album. This is a beautiful sleeve too, and it's one of those soft cardboardy things.
Yeah, is that open?
Yes, open it because you've got a gatefold.
So the artist that did this, she's from Stonington, local artist. Her name is Forrest Joss, and she did all the artwork on here, and we spent some time planning it out, and she's just brilliant. So what happened is we coded all the names of the songs are pictorially indicated on the front. So each one of these little moments is the name of a song, and if you flip the record on the back, you'll see like a record stand, and each one of these images is picked from the front, and those are the song names here. So so when you open it up, there's a little key that points to the image and then the song that it corresponds with. So it's very like we're very proud of her work. So Forrest Joss, Stonington, find her on Instagram. Beautiful record.
And you know what? It harkens back to those of us who are of an age when you didn't even necessarily need mushrooms, but you could sit on them and look at album covers like that for hours and infer and absorb, right? And you can't really do that with a download or a cassette or 8-track. But are you going to have CDs of this?
No.
Because those are done.
Yeah, I don't think CDs are relevant anymore. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think no one who cares.
I think I got 2,000 of them in my side room. Right?
Oh yeah, so those are relevant. Those 2,000 are relevant, but all the other ones are not.
We do have a download ticket inside each album, so if they want to download the music as well, they've got that option when they purchase the album.
Well,
And
however you get it out there.
Is it a Bandcamp thing as well, or not yet?
Yeah, there's Bandcamp. You can buy Bandcamp. I don't know. We want to totally like ignore the streaming and just force people to like, if you want it, you got to go find the record. But I don't think that's that's sort of kind of fascist a little bit. Maybe people should have an opportunity to
stream it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think they should.
We went back and forth on it, but it's available.
Because I think if you're really, I mean, you guys are getting there, but if you're like U2 or something like that, it only takes like 6 or 7 million.
We surpassed U2 years ago.
Well, good, because every 6 million downloads of a song, you'll get 8 cents.
I've forgotten that band. It was around. Are they still around? U2?
The last time I heard of them, they forced everyone that with an iPhone to listen to their album. They just put it on there without asking.
That band.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
We're there. We're almost there.
So
is that what you're getting at?
We're topping that
No,
by
I'm
forcing
just-
them to listen to our album instead.
I'm telling you, you're just going to make a lot of money streaming
Actually,
no matter what.
we put our release show is scheduled for Friday instead of Saturday because we didn't want to interfere with the Lord show at the Mohegan Sun this week.
I thought you were going to
Because most of our fan base would disappear.
I didn't want to interfere with the Lord. So he's talking about a Sunday morning show.
Oh yeah,
All
these
right.
guys are playing too.
Who-
Run the Jewels.
Yes.
Dude, I got my Run the Jewels shirt
Oh
on.
shit! Look at us.
You want to see another Run the
Yeah,
Jewels
let's
shirt?
do it. And while they're disrobing, I want to remind everybody that
You might recognize this Pettibone design from Goo, but it's
Yeah.
been reappropriated into a Run the Jewels.
it's a beautiful thing. We're talking with Horns of Ormus.
Sketch
That's
Face.
Jim back
Sketch
there.
Face.
He's
Find him on
just like-
Instagram.
Say hi, Jim. Say something.
Hi, Jim.
You don't want to be forgotten in all of this.
No, not at all. Nobody does. It's a
So-
horrible thing.
It is a horrible thing.
Jim gets shy around people he doesn't know, strangers. He gets quiet sometimes.
Who's your pick to win the Masters this weekend?
What's the Masters? Somebody from Japan, if you're talking Karate Masters? Is that what you're talking
exactly
about?
it. And so I was just trying to throw you a conversational gambit sort of thing there. But I do want to ask one thing that's serious, kind of, because there's a story coming out that'll be the lead story in the Day's Daybreak section about you guys and the new album. It's going to be good. It's fun. I know because I wrote it. But it was based on a long conversation that Greg and I had. And kind of like this, we just veered off, way off topic, and talked about all kinds of things that didn't end up in the story because they weren't relevant. It's like White Castle hamburgers, Merit as opposed to Whataburger. I don't think that really came up, but it could have.
We could have that conversation if you want.
What I want to know, though, is you guys have been, one way or another, elemental in the New London music scene for years and years and years. And there's a lot of folks that would just say that, if nothing else, your music is rooted in a punk aesthetic, if you want to get PhD about it. Part of that, the punk thing, aggression, is being young and rebellious and angry and that sort of thing. You guys have all this vitality that's still here all these years later, which means to me that it transcends youthful aggression, what you're doing. Is that fair?
Well, that's one component of punk, I feel like, is that, just my opinion. I'm sure there's plenty of smart people here that have other opinions on it. But I think another component of punk is like destroying that boundary between a performer and audience, and that everyone is a participant. Anyone in the audience is it could be in a band or whatever. So I think this idea about live events is kind of what we've participated in for a long time, and I think anyone that goes to see shows, a lot of them are in bands as well, or they just like enjoying being a part of that sort of vitality. So that energy is infectious, and we just want to be around that. So I don't know if that's I think that's a punk aesthetic. I think this idea of not having a hierarchy of like entertainer or something.
I think it is. Yeah. And someone all those years ago said, rock and roll, anybody should be able to play it, and that was sort of part of the punk.
And we're proof of that.
No, well, the next question was that there is a lot of intricate timing and little components going on that I just am fascinated by. That there's a very musical complexity to this. Do you agree with that, what you're doing?
Well, I feel like if you hang around in bars enough, you're going to get good at pool, maybe. And if you hang around in bands long enough, you're going to sort of develop some sort of like ability to play an instrument. And also, Jimmy and I have been playing together forever. We were in a band, Live New Girls, a long time ago. That was we were on the first towers in Illinois. So we can syncopate. We can communicate musically, maybe not verbally, but musically we can sync up. So that's what you're getting. What you're calling complex is just me and Jimmy talking to each other.
That's a very tight rhythm section.
Yeah.
And what's cool is Chris, who was originally a bass player and came to guitar playing fairly late.
Why don't you defend that? Why don't you blow everyone's mind with that?
What you put over the top of this syncopation is pretty amazing. It's not what someone would say, what's the structured scalular deal or riff based. How do you come to this? How do you do what you do with what they bring you?
It was a pleasure to learn how to play guitar and playing in this band because they were so tight already, and I was just allowed to do whatever I wanted, and that's the way that I developed the way that I play was based on they were so solid that I was free to do other things, and every once in a while I jump on board and get on one of those, syncopated rhythms because it feels good to have everybody crunching on it. But I'm pretty much free to do whatever I want, and they let me do whatever I want. They're not like, oh, stop with the weird stuff, they encourage me. They're like, more of that stuff. More of
it works, and it's very distinctive. I mean, I know who you are when I hear it. I was like, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if it weren't for Chris, like Chris is, he may not acknowledge this, but he can. It would just be like a rhythmic sort of like primal sort of chunking along without, if Chris didn't have that like ability to pull melody out of the mess that we were making, it wouldn't be what it is. So he gets credit for classing up the joint a little bit.
Oh, it's a great blend, and we're happy to have you guys here. The name of the album is Mythical Norman. Celebrate with us, not just the rest of this period, but tomorrow at 33, which is 2 doors down. You can stop and get lunch in between dinner at the restaurant, and then go on down to 33. Who else is on the bill?
There's a local hip hop act that's going to open it up. What are they called?
Dos Vatos.
Dos Vatos.
And then a New Haven band called The Write-Offs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All right,
they're
cool.
rock and roll punkish.
Yeah, they're real fun band.
So about 10 o'clock, that all starts. People
Yeah.
will be able to buy the vinyl.
You'll buy
at
the
show.
vinyl, and we're desperately trying to get T-shirts printed up in time to just sort of like turn it into less a regular event and more of a special event or something like that. So we're gonna have a merch table, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Perfect. We'll
Yeah.
look forward to it. Thank you guys again for being at Live Lunch Break. I'm going to turn this thing off. The reason that was humming the whole time, I think Rich put the wrong directions when he went off to the Red Sox game and left us to flounder.
All right, so let's
Oh,
talk.
yeah. But yeah, speaking of Rich too,
Let's throw mud at him. While
if you
he's
can't
not
make
here.
the release show, the album will be on sale here at the Telegraph.
That's better?
That's what it should be for.
That's the way it was supposed to be? That's the wrong way.
We've
All right, we'll go back to this
overtone
overtone way. I interrupted you, Christian. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just making noise. Sorry.
Oh, all right. I just wanted it to be good. That's all I ever wanted. Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah, all right. I don't know if we can fill up this half hour.
You don't have to. So whenever you're done, you're done. It's good. All right. So thank you guys again for being here. Horns of Ormus.
Yeah, let's acknowledge the awesome people that came out to see loud, more night-appropriate music in the middle of the day, because that is super awesome.
I got it! I got it! I got it! I got it! Well, I was being polite. I was so trading measures will they walk away. Even when I say coming out to play. I learned you are for no clever conversation. No, I do not want to read your book of inspiration. Certainly I'm well aware of all the competitions in my situation. Gonna miss about a big ol' hole. Go look at the base about a big ol' hole. Go look at the base about a big ol' hole. You gotta go. I ain't going all the way. Don't be happy reason for everything. More or less a passing fame. Kinda like a situation over there. Yeah, I ain't going for no kind of conversation. No, I didn't wanna read your book for inspiration. Suddenly I'm well aware of all the complications of my situation. Just a lesson known, just so you know, it's the back of the radio, not the whole control, the back of life, don't need it so. Well, people got home, don't want to see it in the fucking wind, just in the fucking floor, don't gotta fly, high and soar, don't got too far, too far to hit the floor. I wanna know what you think about that. What's on the ground? Hey, I wanna know what you think about that. What's on the ground? Conversation is a compromise. Every situation is a sacrifice. If I need to do a brother, I'll get it paid. And if it's true, then it's paid. Get aside, what you say? Follow me, celebrate, celebrate. Celebrate. Behold it before your eyes. If I knew you were coming, I would get a day. Minutes too soon, it's a little late. Let us not hesitate. Why don't we just celebrate, celebrate? Got something new and gotta want to try. Got something so gonna blow my mind. Well, come on over, don't be shy. Gotta know you'll make your mama cry. Gotta know you'll make your mama cry. While you're willing to pay the price, every city's like a sleepless night. Every conversation is a compromise, and every situation is a sacrifice. If I knew you were coming out of better days, minutes too soon, it's a little late. Let us not hesitate. To find a reason, celebrate, celebrate. Celebrate! 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 Celebrate!
And you can't hear me.
Did we turn him down for the interview? That interview stymied us. We thought it was such a beautiful
It broke
moment.
all technology.
Oh, it's gonna fine. Your vocals are fine, but you have to wait for the guitar thing.
I do. I just wrote this song. I forgot.
That's why selective hearing. I can't hear Jimmy. Jimmy speaks.
All right, ready?
1, 2, ready, go.
Guitar part.
Now it's guitar part.
Hey! in the sky where the light is from. Look up in the sky where the light is from.
All right, this is the last one. Or no, we're gonna do. Are we gonna do? No, okay. Thanks for coming out. Thanks a lot, Rick, for doing this, for the interview. Hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Hey, lunchtime.
How about arrested from this non-dimensional triviality? Public education is information. Everybody knows it's a tragedy. No reason to be sorry. Just if you live it, I'll figure it out. Say I told every other, never do, I'll never do anything. Say I told every other, no reason to be sorry. Just if you live it, I'll figure it out.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. That's Horns of Ormus. That's Jim, Greg, Chris. The album, Mythical Norman. Tomorrow night, 33 Golden Street. Thank you guys for being part of Live Lunch Break. I'm Rick Coster from The Day. Remember, if you want to see this again, we archive them, theday.com/live lunch. Next week, we got the Balkan Brothers. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks for spending lunch with us, guys. Thanks.